save the people from the villains, catch the crooks who rob the stores, write my name upon the sky, and when you call me, I'll be there, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air.
Agent 99, I'm here at the agreed upon location, and I'm looking around, not quite seeing you.
Just keep me on your toes, Agent 86.
Okay.
Try and act normal, okay? Here's the latest. Word on the street is kids are getting the hell smacked down.
Hell smackdown. They're being told they're going to go to hell unless they believe a certain religion?
That's right. Not only that, but word on the street is LGBT teens are getting bullied, counteragents are yelling at Muslims, and access to women's health care is in jeopardy all over the state.
My goodness, we're going to need superheroes to deal with all that.
That's right, but not only that. Word on the street is that this place right here is a haven for a whole bunch of superheroes.
What, a Unitarian Universalist church? I guess it's a perfect hideout. Nobody goes here.
People come and go here 7 days a week. The tricky part is that they look like ordinary people.
Ordinary people. Well, really, that's a perfect disguise, because then they could just blend in. But if they look like ordinary people, how are we going to tell the superheroes from the ordinary people?
Well, word on the street is that we can find them here on Sunday morning. That's why we're here right now. It's almost time for their first service. What do you say we sneak over there and sneak inside the service?
Okay, well, why not? But try and look normal, okay?
Yeah, just let me do the talking.
Hi, I'm Jeff Sanders, longtime member of First Unitarian Church Copperfield campus. And what my church means to me most is community. We have a long history of doing things together in our church. Helping my church succeed is a labor of love. And part of that help is the money that my wife and I give to our church, so that our church can minister to its members and to the broader community beyond the walls of our church.
I started in the church when my son was 5. We were looking for a religious place to attend, and I walked in the doors of Thoreau, and it changed my life. The values that it has given to my children will be with them forever. The amount of money I have decided to give, I started out at a minimal amount. You know, it's like, okay, I need to give a pledge. And over the course of time, I have come to realize that I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I retired in April, and now I'm on a fixed income. So it's a little bit more challenging than it has been in the past. One of the things the church asks is that you give 5%. Figure out what that is. Everybody has that number in their head. And figure out a way to give a little bit more. And for some of you who have not changed your pledge in a few years, figure out what your pledge is and give just a little bit more.
I feel like it's important to contribute to the church financially is that the church employs some fantastic people. I think our ministers are very important. They're important for me now because I have less time to spend, contemplating my place in the universe and what I think about the universe in general and my own spirituality. And so the ministers can distill a lot of their own thoughts and come up with their own very interesting interpretations and collections of other people's thoughts that really speak to me and in a way that saves me a lot of time, and yet lets me understand my own spirituality without having a degree myself.
As far as giving to the church, financially giving to the church, that was a bit of an odd concept for me. Early on, I didn't grow up going to church on a real regular basis. We would go in spurts. And so the concept of giving to the church on a regular basis, maybe my parents did to the church we went to when I was growing up, but I didn't see any of that. So to me, the church was there to serve the people and your needs and what you needed. You would go to church to get what you needed out of church. The concept of having to pay for that was kind of odd. And so after we came here, we made a bit more of a permanent commitment to become members of the church and to be more involved than I ever have in any church. We got to thinking about what can we contribute financially, what can we be, what can we do to be a part of the church. And that was, like I said, it was a little bit different. It was hard to think about. And I guess that thinking about that a little bit got me over the thoughts of feeling like I was required to give money to the church, whereas really I wanted to give what I could, not only my time to be a part of the church, but also financially to help support the organization. I figured out there wasn't some mysterious pool of money out there that supported the church. A lot of that came from the members here. So
I've been coming to the Thoreau campus since 2000 when there was a major change in my life. And I decided I wanted to look for a spiritual community. And I found it the minute I walked through the doors. And that's one of the reasons why I support First Church and our campus, is UU is really needed in Fort Bend County. We're the most conservative, but also the most diverse county in the U.S. And we need to be part of the religious smorgasbord that's available in Fort Bend County. I've been a leader in this church for many years, particularly on the finance side, and I actually know exactly what it takes to run this church. So many people may be familiar with just one program, or they may just come on Sunday and hear the sermon, but I know what's in the budget and everything that it takes to keep our doors open and to keep our ministers on staff. And that brings me to the third reason why I give to this church. We actually advocate, if you open up our gray hymnal, we learn from the wisdom of the world's religions. And I actually believe in the wisdom of tithing. And whether it's the biblical tithing or any other religion, they all have a concept of giving part of what you earn or your wealth back to the world. And I learned from a wise woman in our congregation many years ago that although we might give to many charitable organizations, for instance, I give to educational institutions that I support, and I give a lot of money to Planned Parenthood. But the source of those values, valuing education, valuing women's health services, comes from my religious values. And so I also have to give to my religious community. So I take the concept of tithing and divide 50-50, 5% to my religious community and 5% to other things that are important to me. And it makes me feel like I'm making a difference in the world, and it makes me realize that that is how a beloved community needs to act on its values.
Well, Agent 99, you were right again.
As usual.
It seems these ordinary people are actually superheroes. They don't have capes and they don't have the frozen hair, but...
No, but they do have supersized hearts.
You could say that again.
They do have supersized hearts.
Because of you, children learn about world religions in a respectful way. No hell smackdown.
Because of you, there's a haven for religious liberals and energetic community.
Because of you, there's a beacon of liberal religion, and people are hopeful again.
Not only that, but word on the street is that this place is not the only hideout for superheroes.
Turns out there's 2 other important safe houses, up in Copperfield and in Stafford at the Thoreau location.
Our job here is done for now. You want to see a superhero?
Look in the mirror.
It's a beautiful face. It's a beautiful thing that you're doing. Ready to go, 86?
Sure thing, 99.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero. With fearless thoughts, emotions swirled, I want